Hey, what's up guys? Tom is back with another LinScents video. Today we're going to be discussing the other Matin Martin fragrance that I received last week. But before we get into that, just want to say thank you guys again. It is an honor to be playing on one of those electronic devices, whether it's that cell phone, that tablet, that laptop, that Macintosh, that brand new big screen TV, whether you watch me at home, at work, on a plane, a train, or an automobile. Maybe you're watching me right now on a Samsung Galaxy S10, waiting for the S24 Ultra to come out, which I'm actually waiting for too myself. But however, wherever you watch me, it is an honor. You guys are new to this channel, you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, comment, and like. Likes are very, very important. Before we get into this fragrance, I'm going to show you guys a couple of stores that I frequently shop with. Also, discount codes, so go out there and use them. It is a new year, so get out there and go crazy. Now, before I get into this fragrance, just a little bit of frag talk, because, you know, there's so many of us reviewers out there. It's so many of them. There's so many different fragrances. Everyone has this fragrance. Everyone has this fragrance. You got a list for this. You got a list for that. And it's coming to the point where people are starting to use different adjectives for their videos. So instead of saying the top 10 complimenting fragrances, they put in the top 10 fragrance pulling fragrances, and then they give you 10 different fragrances. Pulling, getting, what the difference does it make? They are all compliment getting fragrance, okay? We can getting them, pulling them, however you want to use the adjectives, they are for compliments, okay? Now again, here's another thing to think about when you are watching these complimented videos, okay? Where do you work? Where are you wearing these fragrances? If you wear it to work and you work on a construction site, you might not get a compliment, okay? The people that are probably getting compliments probably work in an office somewhere where it's easy to smell a fragrance. Maybe they spray in a lot, okay? So there are a whole bunch of elements that go into getting a compliment. Where you work, what time you work. I mean, if you get a compliment, and let's say you work at a nursing home, I mean, are you happy that you got, 1,000 compliments from everyone over the age of 70? So there's so many different elements going on there, but, enough with the rants. Let's just get into this fragrance. Now, again, Matin Martin. I think it's Matin Martin. I don't know. It could just be Matin Martin. I don't know, but we're just going to go with Matin Martin because that's how I like to say it. Matin Martin right here, and this is that Limitless. If you guys recall, I did this one the other day. This Shahama right here, which is a fruity, leathery, kind of rosy fragrance. And honestly, the day I sprayed it, yes, this is a very beautiful, luxurious fragrance. Again, it is just hard to recommend because, when you're going to wear it for a date night, if you only go on like 1 to 2 date nights a month, if you already have like 10 date night fragrances, how often are you going to use this thing? So, here's the one thing that is beautiful about this fragrance, though, is if you can see, it is missing the little ball point right here. And reason being is this thing dropped a few times off of our freezer, okay? So that was probably a good 4 to 5 feet. Landed right on the top, landed on the side. No cracks, no bumps, no bruises besides the missing ball right there, okay? So just goes to show you that some of these Middle Eastern fragrances, there's other elements as far as the whole fragrance that goes into making these things. The presentation, the thickness of the bottle, because I've seen people drop super expensive bottles of fragrance, not even from high up, and the whole bottle is shattered. And just like the Valentino one, okay? Literally, I dropped it from my hand onto another fragrance, another bottle. It was probably maybe a foot, if that. Whole bottle shattered, gone, just like that. Barely even had it for a week. So this one dropped twice, and it is still alive, no cracks, and nothing. So sometimes you got to take into consideration that type of thing because, eventually, we are all prone to making a mistake and dropping a bottle. And Hopefully it is not an expensive bottle when you finally decide to make that mistake. And that one wasn't, but if it was, and it's alive, it's good, but it's cheap and it's alive. And again, I've seen expensive bottles break on smaller foils. So here we go. This is Limitless, okay? Here go the notes right here, okay? Top notes, juniper breeze. We got some blood orange, some citruses. In the middle, we got some geranium. We got some pimento lavender. And then at the base, we got some cedar, vetiver, and patchouli. So what this thing smells like, because I actually wore it yesterday all day. And I got to admit, it's definitely a favorite because the fragrance that it's cloning has always been a favorite of mine. And it is cloning, which I do have. Now, it's not cloning this one. I did get rid of the EDT because I had another clone of this fragrance. This is the EDP, but I still love it just as much as the EDT. I think I might like the EDT just a little bit more because there is that little spicy, fresh note in here that, again, it still smells very good. It's a little bit more mature, this one, compared to the EDT. EDT is more playful. This one's a little bit more mature. But this fragrance right here is Limitless. Take a look at that bottle as well. Nice silver bottle, again, with that Taj Mahal cap right there. And again, I'll show you the sprayer real quick just so you guys can see. But this is pretty much a Dolce & Gabbana K EDT clone. And you know what? It does it very, very good. If you have the original, and I had the original, again, I got rid of it because I thought, you know, I knew there was some slight differences to the EDP, but I was just like, you know, it's going to smell close enough, and the EDP is probably going to last longer, and I think it does. There's something about that EDT, that fresh, clean fabric softener smell, if you will. Just a very luxurious, fresh, and clean fragrance, in my opinion. Kind of has this, even though there's no musk in here, but these nice, bright freshness of the citruses and the little bit of that geranium, kind of giving it this powdery, almost, again, with that lavender, almost giving it this fabric softener type of scent in the air, okay? Now, you guys already know when you go smell fabric softeners, especially like the sheet, sometimes you get close and it's kind of a little bit like real punchy, okay? It's real strong, but this is a very nice, strong fragrance, but it's mellow enough to not give a headache, not induce that headache. Again, this is a very good Dolce & Gabbana K EDT inspiration or clone, if you will. And I already have one, well, right here. This is Fragrance World Optimistic, okay? And if you guys can see, I mean, maybe that's what they're going with too, because the silver bottle, you know, this one's see-through, but it's got all the silver on the sides, you know. And this one smells just as good. But if I had to pick between the two, this one beats it all day, every day, twice on Sundays. It is stronger than the irregular EDT. So if you like Dolce & Gabbana K, the EDT, and you need something a little bit stronger, maybe you kind of want to save a little bit of that juice that you have in the real deal, that right here, this Limitless, is a very good alternative. Honestly, this is just going to do you just fine. And again, you gotta like Dolce & Gabbana K EDT though, or even the EDP. Again, the EDP has that, I think there's like a rosemary or some kind of fresh spice note in there. But if you like the EDT already, maybe it's coming down to the end, you get close to near the end, you can get this one knowing that you're gonna get pretty much the same thing. In my opinion, better performance, better longevity. Here's the only problem though. Okay, the only problem I got with this type of fragrance, and this is actually more for the people who don't like clones because, you know, they feel like it's just copying something. You're not really putting in any effort into a fragrance. You're just copying something. Okay, you might be putting the effort into the bottle and the presentation, but in the juice, you're just stealing someone else's juice. Here's the thing with this fragrance. If they have not checked lately, you can go on eBay and get a Dolce & Gabbana K tester, almost even the regular fragrance itself, not even a tester, for probably about 60 to 80 bucks. And this is about 40, 45 bucks. So if you want to save money, then you go get this one. But if you don't mind saving another $20 to $30 to get that tester, then you know what? Get this one anyways, because it's still stronger and it lasts longer And obviously, I showed you the bottle down there, and if you were to drop this one, it wouldn't break. So you get this one. But again, if you don't have a lot of Middle Easterns, see, I have a lot of Middle Easterns, so when I start buying a lot of them, you know, it kind of, you know, it's not like where you got all these designers and a couple Middle Easterns in there, and it kind of like, oh, what the hell is that? I got a lot of Middle Easterns, so when you see the actual designers, you're like, oh my God, this guy's actually got a couple designers within that realm of Middle Eastern. So if you got a lot of designers, you might as well just save the money, get the designer fragrance, and then go for that. But if you don't care, honestly, this is the better option in my opinion. Smells much more punchy than the original, okay? Stronger, lasts longer. And again, if you like Dolce & Gabbana K EDT, and you really, really like it, you gotta have a second bottle, you know, then get this. If you don't have Dolce & Gabbana K EDT, I highly suggest you go to Ulta and smell it. They usually have it right there on display. They usually have the EDT and the EDP. So you can go over there and smell it, get a little kind of a preview of what it's all about. And if you like it, and you have the money to buy it there, you can buy it there, or you can buy it on eBay for cheaper, or again, you can buy this one for the cheapest, about 40, 45 bucks. So with that being said, that is that Limitless. Take a look at that bottle, very nice. Luckily, there's no one in the nude on the other side of that camera, because then you would see some stuff, but there's no one on that side. So there you go, Limitless. Again, the Taj Mahal cap, which is very nice. Bottle looks very nice, and that is that. So with that being said, I can finally put those on the shelf. They are no longer boxed on the floor down here. So now they can go up into a spot that is open just for them. So with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. And if you guys did, hit the likes, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Yeah.